But after Leslie called Darlene's cake dry and how Darlene should learn from Isaiah and how Isaiah cooked a dinner, well, dinner is a big word. He cooked mac and cheese. What is up, everybody? Here for today's quick review of Beyond the Gates. Even though it wasn't quite as filler as yesterday, there was one entertaining storyline with Darlene and Eva and Leslie that I will get to, but I will start with the inconsequential stuff that happened today that I think was filler. And the more I look at next week, the more it actually seems like we might be in store for a good big week with lots of action with the Young and the Restless crossover, perhaps a natural disaster. So looking forward to next week, but we do still have to get through this week first. I'll start with Eva and Leslie and then I'll get back to them later. But Eva started the episode walking out of the bathroom to see that Leslie was in her apartment. Leslie said she knocked, but Eva was singing in the shower and didn't hear her. Leslie wants to pick out an outfit for Eva to go to Jacob's award ceremony, where he's getting an award for apparently being such a great undercover cop, even though what we saw with our own eyes was bad. But then Leslie told Eva to finish her face while she picked out a outfit. Eva said her face was finished. Leslie thinks Eva should put on more makeup. Typical Leslie and Eva stuff where Eva lets her mom kind of walk all over her. And we seem to make no progress with that storyline. But that's not surprising, because what progress do we make with any of the storylines? Isaiah, meanwhile, met with Darlene. She wants one-on-one time with him. She's glad that Isaiah will be there for Jacob's honor for busting the plasma ring. Isaiah said that he won't see eye to eye with his father, but him and his brother get along. He wants to be there for his brother. He doesn't really want to go to the family dinner, though, unless Eva is invited. Darlene said that she thought it would be a small thing, but when Darlene said that Naomi would be there, Isaiah really stood on business with his mom, saying that Eva is his girlfriend and she will be coming to family events, and if not, it won't be Eva who he is cutting out of his life. And I do think Darlene took those words, as harsh as they were, pretty seriously, because later in the episode, she was trying with Eva. We'll get back to that. Hayley was starting this episode sticking the poison between her breasts. When Bill came in, Bill had a comment about how he slept like a dead man the night before, but that he hasn't had tremors this morning. He put his hand and arm around her. She pushed it away with the excuse being that he shouldn't be copping a fill in public at the country club because it's not a good look. In usual Bill fashion, he is very slow where Hayley is concerned, so that was not some sort of red flag. He then admits that Danny has been in his head about the Mike situation because apparently she used to be uncomfortable with Mike and he never realized that. Hayley is tired of the Duprees making Bill feel bad, and she was being, protective of Bill in that situation, allegedly. Then, come to find out, Danny tried to invite Bill to the award ceremony of Jacobs, but Hayley got the text message and said no, turned it down. So Danny texted Bill today. Bill was confused about the thing, what it even was. Hayley had to admit that she turned it down, and he doesn't want her making decisions without him going forward. And then Hayley poisoned Bill again. And the whole poisoning aspect of this story is definitely losing its luster, because it certainly is one of the slowest poisonings you'll ever see on television. In fact, I get that is true to life, but can we move it along? Can we please go somewhere with this storyline? It was the last good storyline on the show. Smitty ran into Kat. Kat was listening to a crime podcast. Kat's considering a podcast of her own. I hope that's not going to be a storyline. As I was saying in the watch along today, Young and the Restless tried this podcast storyline with Billy a few years ago, and it was super boring. It actually does sound right down these head writers' alley to do a boring podcast storyline. But Kat is talking about doing her own investigations, which would be more appropriate for the character of Kat, who is good at it. Kat wants Smitty to be her role model because he goes in and gets access for information without a warrant. That's what it's like being an investigator and a reporter. Smitty says that journalists take their job seriously, and Kat said, "You don't think I would take this seriously?" He tried to get her to see that it's a serious job. I don't know where we're heading with Kat, if she is going to do some sort of investigating. I don't know if it's going to be investigating Lynette's disappearance or whatever. Could be. I'm going to wait and see how it plays out. Because I want Kat to have a good storyline. And it could be, because I do think they have built it up for Kat to be some sort of investigator. Danny was talking to Naomi, who was worried about Jacob and how his job is affecting their marriage, not mentioning that they had problems before Jacob went undercover. But Danny told her to let Jacob be who he is and to try and live in the moment with him. Danny was really trying to give her daughter some good advice here. Meanwhile, Jacob finally arrived at the police station. Marcel and Elon had been waiting for him. Marcel gave him some grief, acting like he was the best cop ever. Jacob got pissy, and Elon said that Marcel was just busting his balls. Jacob was at least the only smart one with these cops, saying he doesn't feel like he should get an award. Jacob said he shouldn't be rewarded yet because his best friend died because of the investigation, and the investigation is not finished because the impaler is still out there. I agree with Jacob, but Elon and Marcel gave Jacob a pep talk that there are always losses with this job. And Jacob finally got the words from his father that he's been wanting to hear, that Elon is proud of Jacob. I still think that they did not do a good job of showing our eyes that Jacob actually did a good job with this storyline. So it feels like Elon has done a total 180 here when it comes to Jacob. Before, he was giving Jacob so much grief about not doing the work to be a good cop, but now apparently Jacob is a good cop, even though Jacob's best friend got killed, and even though Jacob did not bring down the impaler. But I digress. Marcel did give Jacob a mug that said "not the world's greatest detective," which I did think was funny. Darlene then arrived, started taking pictures, wanted pictures taken of her and Jacob and Isaiah together that Elon was taking. Eva arrived, and Isaiah pulled Eva into the picture, which Darlene was not exactly happy about. So they took a picture with Eva, but then Darlene wanted a picture with Elon in it, so she had Eva take a picture of her and all her men. Then later at this party at the police station, Isaiah was distracted with Eva when Darlene wanted help with something. She then told Eva she wants to talk to her, and Darlene apologized to Eva, saying, well, for her past behavior with Eva and Eva's mom. And Darlene said that she's looking forward to getting to know her more, and then she sent Eva away to go help with something else. And Eva later got a pep talk from Naomi, who knows what it's like with these experiences with Darlene, who is one of those boy moms that just can't get her claws out of her boys, clearly. Smitty showed up to talk to Jacob, who was not in the mood to talk about anything with the impaler. We did get some scenes with Smitty and Danny, because I've been wondering, like, they had this big built-up storyline, not very well done, but it was built up with the impaler, where that Smitty and Jacob were working together. We're getting the Jacob aftermath of that impaler storyline, but Smitty's whole investigative journalism seems to be washed out of the aftermath, but he did have a conversation with Danny about the articles he is writing about the story. Darlene was giving Marcel shit about his ex-wife, saying that she's out living her best life because I guess she's supposed to be good friends with Marcel's ex-wife. Then Leslie came in and flirted with Marcel. We had our Darlene versus Leslie that we saw in the preview last week, where Leslie threatened to beat Darlene's ass if she keeps giving Eva a hard time. And then Darlene told Marcel after Leslie walked away that he left his ex to be with a demon. And Marcel said now he's living his best life. I did enjoy the Darlene scenes today. even though she irks me as a mother. I did enjoy her scenes with Leslie, Eva, Isaiah, even Marcel. I thought they were entertaining. Leslie was making digs at Darlene the whole time. Darlene made her famous chocolate cake. Leslie had comments for them, calling it dry at one point. Isaiah and Eva were happy with Darlene's change in attitude, hoping it was a good sign of things to come. But after Leslie called Darlene's cake dry and how Darlene should learn from Isaiah and how Isaiah cooked a dinner, well, dinner is a big word. He cooked mac and cheese for Eva's birthday, and Leslie sees that Darlene didn't know about that and said that Darlene would have been invited if she was treating Eva better. And then she went and said, "Hi, son," to Isaiah and hugged Isaiah. Darlene, seeing this, not very happy with it. So Leslie was her usual annoying self today, but I did find it entertaining. I still do think Leslie needs some real reason to be a villain on this show and not just go from person to damn person, annoying everybody. And then the episode ended with Jacob running into Kat. Well, Kat running into Jacob. Jacob was drinking. He told her about the award. She wants to get him a drink to celebrate. He doesn't want to celebrate. He wants to drown out the shots of his best friend dying. I am wondering if we'll ever get more with Jacob and Kat. I do think there's far more chemistry there than Kat and Tomas or Jacob and Naomi. An affair would be very soapy, which I am here for. This show could use a soapy affair. For sure. But Kat is with Tomas, so I don't know. But yeah, there's supposed to be a natural disaster next week. And if there is, it's giving very much Santa Barbara, who back in its day spiced things up by having an earthquake, killing off some characters, and then, moving stories forward. I really hope Beyond the Gates can do that. Let's give us a natural disaster, kill off Tomas, maybe someone else, and then move some storylines. That's what I'm hoping for next week. I do think next week is going to be entertaining. But this week, let's get through it.